दोस्तों साथियों, आपको स्वागत करते हैं जलसा बिजनेस सीरीज 013 में। मैं हूँ जलसा फीजी रेडियो प्रोग्राम डायरेक्टर विनेश। और जब भी हम कैमरा में आते हैं तो आपको मालूम होता है कि हमारे पास कुछ खास खबरें हैं आपके लिए। और हालांकि जब हम बिजनेस सीरीज की बात करते हैं देन ऑब्वियसली इट्स टू डू समथिंग विद बिजनेस रिलेटेड कुछ हमारे पास जानकारी है जो हम आपसे शेयर करना चाहेंगे। एंड टुडे वी आर फॉर्चुनेट दैट वी आर हैविंग गेस्ट टुडे जिससे हम बात करेंगे, एंड हु इज़ ए पॉपुलर पर्सन जिसके काफ़ी जो नाम है हमारे जो फिजी इंडियन कम्युनिटी में, यहाँ जो क्राइस्टचर्च में है, बट एट द सेम टाइम जो ज़्यादा आज हम बात करने वाले हैं ये है सेल्विन डिस्ट्रिक्ट। हम बात कर रहे हैं एशविन रॉबर्ट मनी की। सो वी हैव एक्चुअली स्पोकन टू हिम बिफोर बट दैट वाज क्वाइट ब्रीफ, लेकिन इस बार आई आस्क्ड हिम, इन्वाइटेड हिम टू कम ओवर सो दैट वी कैन एक्चुअली dwell a little bit more on what he is intending to do next. और जैसे आपको तो मालूम ही है कि अभी इलेक्शन का जो माहौल चल रहा है, काउंसिल इलेक्शंस चल रही है, मेनी पीपल हैव पुट देयर हैंड अप। और अगर हमारे आप रेडियो सुनते हो देन ऑब्वियसली वी आर एनकरेजिंग यू टू गो इन वोट। एंड दिस टाइम वी हैव आवर गेस्ट एशविन रॉबर्ट मनी हु ही इज स्टैंडिंग अप। उसने ये सोचा है एंड ही हैज डिसाइडेड टू गो फॉर इट। कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन हम कहेंगे एंड कहेंगे ऑल द बेस्ट। एंड उससे हम बात करते चलेंगे। और पीछे अगर आपको दिख रहा है पोस्टर देन आज मैंने सोचा ये नाम मैं दूं सेल्विन अनस्टॉपेबल, तो उसके विषय में हम ज्यादा बात करने की कोशिश करेंगे एशविन से। एट द सेम टाइम वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक टू हिम अबाउट हिज कैंपेन, क्या सुधार या व्हाट चेंजेस ही माइट वांट टू ब्रिंग टू द सेल्विन डिस्ट्रिक्ट। तो चलो हम निको जो हमारे साथ आज हु इज हेल्पिंग अस, आई हैव टू स्पीक इन इंग्लिश फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम बिकॉज निको won't be able to understand otherwise. So Nico, thank you so much for coming over and helping us with the camera. So now we'll be shifting the camera to our guest Ashwin Robert Mani. So Ashwin, thank you so much for coming to join us. शुक्रिया हम करना चाहेंगे आपको। तो चलो कैमरा आपके पास है। What I would ask you to do to start this program is to introduce yourself. वैसे जैसे मैंने शुरू में मेंशन किया है, जब आपकी बात आती है देन हमारे जो कम्युनिटी है, आई मीन आई हैव बीन हियर फॉर द लास्ट 20-13 years, तब से मैं आपको जानता हूँ। ऑब्वियसली सेम ऑल दिस पीपल नो यू, लेकिन देयर बी सम न्यू पीपल। जैसे हालांकि अगर हम सेल्विन डिस्ट्रिक्ट के बात किया जाए देन वहाँ पे बहुत लोग नए हैं, दो यू लिव देयर, बट यू लग रही कि कितने लोग शायद आपसे अभी तक मिले नहीं होंगे। सो मे बी इट्स अ गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू टू एड्रेस देम। इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ, फिर हम और बात करेंगे।
Thank you, Vinesh. Thank you, Radio Jalsa, giving me this opportunity today to come and talk about my campaign. I'm standing for Rolleston Councillor in the Rolleston Ward. आप सब जानते हैं कि हम Rolleston में रहते for the last 9 years से, और it's the place where I want to where my family grew up. My son went to school and is also working in Rolleston, so it's a place I call home. Or the reason I'm standing for councillor is to बहुत रकम के हमारे पास है एजेंडा। तो मेरा जो स्लोगन है फाइट फॉर राइट। सो फाइट फॉर राइट इज क्या है, मैं फेयर, अकाउंटेबिलिटी और ट्रांसपेरेंसी रखना चाहता हूँ। एवरी वोटर्स जो रोलस्टन के हैं उनके लिए मैं प्रमोट करता है सेफ स्ट्रीट फॉर फैमिलीज, जो यंग फैमिलीज है, फैमिलीज विद किड्स, वी ऑल वांट देम टू बी सेफ वेयर दे लिव इन। सपोर्ट फॉर लोकल बिजनेस, जो हमारे स्मॉल बिजनेसेस है, वी वांट टू सपोर्ट कि दे आर अ बैकबोन ऑफ रोलस्टन इकोनॉमी, दे आर द पीपल हु बिल्ड इकोनॉमी फॉर रोलस्टन। और आई एम ऑल्सो बैकिंग फॉर बेटर सर्विस फॉर सीनियर्स, जो सीनियर्स हमारे औला दे कंट्रीब्यूटेड सो मच टू रोलस्टन ओवर द ईयर्स। वी वांट टू हैव देयर वॉइस टू, सो दैट when people grow old, what are the services provided in Rolleston or in Selwyn. So I'm gonna focus more on these people because they have been a backbone for Rolleston over the years. And the last is inclusive community and cultural connection, and this is a very important for me, is just because of a diversity culture in Rolleston or in Selwyn. We want to promote the diversity, people all form part of it, and that's what main focus is, to bring people together. So Vinesh, these are the 4 important things that I'm gonna focus. Everyone knows rates is also a very hot topic. Everyone, all the councillors, the Junction stand karte, they all gonna go for rates. I'm also backing them. So apart from rights, I think there are some other, more important things we need to address, for our people. And I'm standing for the community. So that's why I'm, the community, the local voices is what we're gonna, take to the table in the council, and there will be 12 councillors who's gonna vote in, and then they're gonna make decision.
थैंक यू सो मच यशविन. तो चलो हम फिर से आप कहेंगे ऑल द बेस्ट एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर पुटिंग योर हैंड अप फ्रॉम आवर कम्युनिटी, बिकॉज जिस तरह जैसे भी आप बात कर रहे थे डाइवर्सिटी की, एंड ऑब्वियसली सभी लोगों को मालूम है कि जिस तरह यहाँ पे चेंजेस हो रहा है, मेनी पीपल आर कमिंग, इंडियन जो हम कहेंगे दे आर द थर्ड हाईएस्ट पॉपुलेशन हो चुके हैं न्यूजीलैंड में. सो व्हाट दैट बेसिकली मीन्स इज वी नीड टू बी रिप्रेजेंटेड इन काउंसिल्स, वी वांट टू बी रिप्रेजेंटेड इन द बी हाइव इन वेलिंगटन. हम चाहते हैं रिप्रेजेंटेशन. सो रॉबर्ट हैज टेकन द राइट स्टेप. एंड लेकिन हम अगर बात करें सेल्विन की, तो सेल्विन डिस्ट्रिक्ट काउंसिल, सो दैट्स वेयर दिस इलेक्शन इज हैपनिंग. वैसे सभी काउंसिल में हो रहा है, बट आज हम फोकस करें सेल्विन के. एंड सेल्विन इज मच मच बिगर देन रोल्स्टन. सो सेल्विन काइंड ऑफ स्प्रेड्स, आई थिंक लिंकन एंड
Livingston, yeah.
Yeah, so all those places. So Selwyn is quite a district itself. And जब हमारे नज़र में रोल्स्टन ज़्यादा पड़ता है, we always when we think of Selwyn we think of Rolleston, and it's more like a town जहाँ हम जाते हैं, सेंटा है, and that's हमारे दिमाग में वो आता है. But actually Selwyn is much more than that. बहुत सारे जो फार्म्स वगैरह वहाँ पे. and और वैसे अगर थोड़ा पीछे जाएंगे तो कॉन्सेप्ट था रूरल. So when we talk about Selwyn we are actually thinking of rural, but I think the way Rolleston has grown, so that's what has tipped things over. So last 3 years में that is the most increase. I think 29% more population just flew in over there. ऐसे हम कहेंगे ना, रातों रात सब बिल्डिंग खड़ी हो गई and people are there. So that has been happening in Rolleston. And जो council election होता है, it happens every 3 years. So जो कुछ अभी हो रहा है, and after that we are going to see in the third year. At the same time, जैसे Robert ने mention किया, there will be like 12 councillors to make the board. जो ये decision बनाएंगे what happens in the Selwyn district, or decisions should be to do with rights, जो hot topic होता है. Then the decisions are with the infrastructure, car parks, building का जो regulations है, restrictions है, और जिस तरह भी enlarge हो रहा है, कहाँ तक residential जा सकता है. So those kind of things जो councils decide करते हैं, I think in the जो routine हम life कहेंगे, which happens in the council. और जिस वार्ड में रॉबर्ट जी is standing, actually that has 3 vacancies, and I think so far there have been 12 candidates. So how do you feel about that?
It's good. It's people's choice end of the day. I mean, last time there were only 33% voters. So what happens now with 12 councillors standing for that? So everyone will try and register. So we will have more voters.
More votes.
Which is a good thing, so people have more voices for the council. And end of the day, it's what you promote, what is your manifesto is, and that's what people will want to know. So I think it's a good challenge, especially myself standing for the first time in the council, and with the population growth for people from Fiji itself, India, and all other continent also. There's a huge growth in the diversity is one of the things that with different culture coming in. So we all want to be have everyone's voice in the council.
Thank you so much. Or at the same time, when we are talking about the growth, actually from past election जो 3 साल पहले हुआ था, अब there's 12 more candidates compared to last time. So you can see where you are going. शायद के बाद कभी ऐसा भी हुआ होगा कि there had been no competition, लेकिन अभी every vacancy में there is competition. So all the candidates have to vote. कोई भी easy नहीं रहेगा किसी के लिए भी. So they have to work hard for that particular spot. And of course everybody is campaigning. सभी लोग अपना जो campaign बना रहे हैं, they have their own kind of policies जो चाहेंगे ले जाने के लिए with themselves to the council. But before we go deeper into that, just a little bit about yourself, Robert. So if we can talk about you in your kind of personally. तो वैसे आप obviously Rolleston में रहते हो, and before that I know you are living in Christchurch, but जो भी कुछ reason हुआ होगा, then you decided to leave us and go to a better place. लेकिन इससे पहले आप कहाँ थे?
Okay, when I migrated to New Zealand in 2001. I lived in Queenstown for 5 years.
Okay.
So in 2005, my Christchurch move over due to some studies for the family, and I lived in Christchurch from 2005. Then after earthquake in 2012, I moved to Auckland due to my job transfer. So after living 5 years in Auckland, I think I still wanted to come back to Christchurch, and that's the time when I decided to, where I'm going to live, whether in Christchurch. And I looked around quite a lot in Christchurch where I want to be, and then finally we thought, okay, Rolleston would be a better place because my son, who was just starting high school, so Rolleston College was the first year in 2017 opened, and then we thought, okay, why not, we try Rolleston. So yeah, that's how we ended up in Rolleston, and then it's sort of called home now.
Yeah, वही होता है once you are settled in.
Yeah.
जब आपको लग रहा है कि आप settle हो चुके हो in a cozy home, then आप उनको ही अपना घर मान लेते हो, और आपका जो दिमाग में जब हो जाता है, then that's your district as well.
Yeah.
But New Zealand आने से पहले, I'm guessing you were back somewhere in Fiji.
Yeah, in Lautoka.
Lautoka.
Yeah,
Okay.
I lived in Lautoka.
Yeah, I was hoping कि आप लंबा सा मत बोलना. Okay, so Lautoka is a nice kind of place जहाँ से आप आए हुए हो, which is great. So that's where you are. And if I'm not wrong, you are married with Lauren, and you've got one son only.
No, daughter.
एक daughter भी.
Yeah,
Okay.
her daughter. She lives in Melbourne.
Oh, okay, no wonder.
She also got a place in Rolleston. She's got a house in Rolleston. So and then she moved to Melbourne 2 years ago.
अभी तो काफी लोग ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाए हैं,
yeah.
so which is quite obvious what's going on, and I think that will be another thing आपको लिखना पड़ेगा कि once people come to Selwyn District, they shouldn't be able to leave. Because we need those people, because जो कुछ भी आप काउंसिल करने वाला है, they are going to do for the people. So the people better stay. अब हम चलते हैं with your job, just because you have mentioned a bit कि job के कारण आप इधर-उधर transfer हो रहे, तो what do you do in profession?
I'm an accountant by profession. Started in Fiji. Actually, the reason I moved to New Zealand was my job transfer to Queenstown. So I was an accountant in India. I was working for Short of a Jet, so they transferred me to Queenstown head office. I worked sort of 5 years for them in Queenstown. Then I came to Christchurch, and I was a financial controller of a shipping line, New Zealand's biggest domestic shipping line. I worked with the company for 12 years. And then when I moved to Christchurch back from Auckland, I was a general manager of transport and logistics for 5 years. Then I also, apart from my job, we also had a family business that I was on the side, helping assist my family business. So now I'm sort of, I'm self-employed. I've got 2 businesses we're running in home and community support services. And then again, I've got a driving Miss Daisy franchise, Rickerton franchise. So I think with the job, home and community support, we've gone home to home. We have seen how people are, and that's sort of prompted me, to stand and then see how people's life changes. Yeah. So that was quite a motivator for me to stand up and see how people are living their day-to-day life and how we can change their life.
No, definitely. It does make a huge difference. जो background आप बता रहे हो, because being an accountant, definitely you should be good with figures. Our rates will be number one, तो वैसा भी रहेगा, and how you do it, how you manage. So that there will be more like an accounting thing for you. Yeah. Or just because you have been in the community for so long. और हम जिंदगी में काफ़ी कुछ देखते हैं. Earthquake was another good lesson which we went through together, हम कहेंगे. And what that does is it just makes us I think stronger to deal with situation. और भाई भी वही हो रहा है. I mean, if you look around, that's what's been happening. It's not easy for the council, for the government, for us as the whole kind of country. अभी हम जिस दौर से गुजर रहे हैं, it's not easy, and we need people who have that kind of background to guide us. So I think that fits you quite well. अगर आप council में अगर आपका जो एक सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है देन आई थिंक यू शुड बी एबल टू ब्रिंग दोज काइंड ऑफ जो कुछ आपके पास पोटेंशियल है टू द टेबल. और आप बात कर रहे थे कि फाइट फॉर राइट, सो आई एम गेसिंग व्हेन यू आर इन द काउंसिल देन यूड बी वांटिंग पीपल टू स्पीक अप. Yes. कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है ना कि कम्युनिटी है तो बट दे डोंट स्पीक एट द राइट प्लेस ना, एंड देर हो जाता बाय द टाइम दे डू टेल अस व्हाट्स मिसिंग.
Exactly. I mean, people will always, community में जब बैठते people say, oh, this, that, but no one actually is putting that, to the council. So what we have decided to, educate people so they can speak up, and we can take those. As you can see, your messenger on demand. So the council's role is to take the message from the voters to the council, and that's where the councillor's duty is to make sure you take their voice or concerns, whatever people raise, to the council's table, and that's where it's been, they can debate whether that they can pass or whatever. So that's why it's very, very important that people need to vote. So their vote means they have some voice to the council. And that's what we are trying to educate people, is to register, and then once you register, you have got the right to vote. So that means your voice or your concerns will go to council, and that's through your representative, whoever councillor you have appointed, and they will take your consent to the council, and at the end of the day, the 12 councillors with the mayor will make a decision, and that's how it operates.
Yeah, so there is a little bit about how the council operates. And when we talk about putting or speaking up or putting up your thoughts या ideas, अब या क्या changes चाहते हो, अभी हमने जो notice किया है maybe last 10 years, but अभी तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा हो रहा है कि जो कुछ भी होता है, instead of even going to the police, अगर आपका कुछ भी होता है, the first thing you do is you put it on social media. I think that's what's happening. Even उसमें petition वगैरह भी, people come together, and जो कुछ है we just see it on social media, and people just keep on going back and forth with social media hoping कि it does make a difference. But unfortunately जिसके पास वो मैसेज पहुंचाना चाहते हैं, not necessarily कि वो भी सोशल मीडिया पे आपका बैठ का आपको कमेंट्स देख रहा है, बिकॉज यू आर शेयरिंग आइडियाज बट नॉट नेसेसरीली कि
राइट टू द काउंसिल.
एग्जैक्टली. सो आई थिंक व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू से ओवर हियर इज फोरम. सभी कुछ चीज़ का एक प्रोसीजर होता है, फोरम होता है. सो आई थिंक यू नीड टू गो थ्रू द फोरम टू बी हेड. सो इफ पीपल स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट देन इट मे बी अ बिट बेटर, एंड ऑफ कोर्स इफ डजंट वर्क देन पीपल विल बी टेकिंग सम अदर स्टेप्स. But I think that's what Robert is trying to say कि अगर आप right channel use करोगे, forum use करोगे, and then if you are talking to your counterparts, I think, and that's where we are shifting to the actually voting, because people अभी जैसे local election, I mean numbers is saying itself कि जो the percentage of people who are actually coming out compared to general election, तो council election hardly, people don't really turn up, whereas general election में काफ़ी लोग चाहते हैं, they want to have, they say they want to change the government, they want to switch, or they want that government to remain, तो लोग they do participate. But जब council की level पे आते हैं then people hardly hear, और काफ़ी बार तो ऐसा भी होता है कि we just don't know कि हमारा candidates कौन है या हम किस ward में हैं. आई नो, आई मीन काउंसिल तो अपना काम करती है, दे एक्चुअली पोस्ट कर देते हैं, आपके पास जो लेटर है या एनरोलमेंट फॉर्म वगैरह सभी कुछ पहुंच जाता है, लेकिन पीपल स्टिल डोंट टेक दैट स्टेप. सो आई थिंक दिस इज अनदर थिंग वी वांट यू टू डू इज, इवन हमारे रेडियो में भी क्रशिश काउंसिल का भी जो एड प्ले होता है, सो वी आर एनकरेजिंग यू टू वोट. यहाँ पे मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि हु यू वोट, ये तो आपका चॉइस है. वी आर जस्ट गिविंग दिस प्लेटफॉर्म कैंडिडेट्स लाइक रॉबर्ट टू टेल अस क्यों वो काउंसिल में जाना चाहता है, व्हाट ही इज गोइंग टू ब्रिंग टू द टेबल, एंड वी आर जस्ट गिविंग हिम अ प्लेटफॉर्म. बट आप लोगों को मैं वही बोलना चाहूँगा, टेक दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी, एक्सरसाइज योर राइट्स एंड गो एंड वोट फॉर द पर्सन यू वांट. और हम बात अब नेक्स्ट करेंगे अबाउट अकाउंटेबिलिटी. सो व्हेन यू से अबाउट अकाउंटेबिलिटी, सो व्हाट्स हैपनिंग दीस डेज, क्या काउंसिल इज नॉट एबल टू डू दैट इन सेल्विन?
Like now, whatever we now as a councillor, we see what's the black and white they give us. Okay, these are the cost or whatever. But actually, when we go in the council, we can dig deep and see where the monies are spent, how they are spent, where there can be any saving, which that saving can be put to just like rates, reduction in rates, or in the water rates, not only ground rates, also there are water rates too. So we have to accountable for all these, make sure that these are all transparency to the voters. People, they need to know where the money are spent, because end of the day, it's bulk of those are the revenue are generated through the rates. So people need to know. For example, there's a subdivision going on. You know, the cost of subdivision, how much is council putting their own money, and how much is the developer putting, you know, in the subdivision. So these are the sort of things people, I think, don't sort of realize, you know, what are, you know, spent in those development, and then what is driving the rates. So people need to understand what is driving the rates. You know, what is responsible for developer, the drainage and all those. So that's where accountability comes, and that everything will affect going down the rates. Everything is, you know, pushed to the rates, whether because of that, you know, whatever reimbursement they get is passed through, so that the rates are reduced.
Thank you so much. I mean, I have more questions, but I think we will be running a little bit short of time because we have other things to talk about. So the next one you said was safer street. So what's happening in Rolleston? Are you not happy the way it is?
It's not happy. Like, we need more sort of services in terms of like, you know, safer street. For example, we said to
lights
enough high, and then chori bhi hota hai, you know, gaadi ke bhi, you know. So we, likewise, we need to have a camera system, you know, in the street that, you know, keep safe for people.
But in Rolleston, is there like kuch good places and bad places?
They are, because I think it's all new. New people are coming, and it's not like, you know, compare karo tum Christchurch, you know, like, for example,
we have different,
you know, south is lower people and with the housing and all those. But in Rolleston, is, you know, it's quite different to what you compare in Christchurch. So what we're trying to say is to have a safer street for, you know, for our young families. They need to, if they walk in the night, they need to be safe. You know, both the people अपन dog लेके जाते night में, and they go for walk, and we make sure these are safer for people to move around. So, you know, more brighter lights, make sure that we have, you know, street cameras where possible. You know, these are sort of things, neighborhood watch zone, you know, so that people are connected. So if something happens, one, you know, they can alert one another. Yeah. So these are the sort of thing. Community patrol is there, but we need more, you know, because it's a growth. It's no one vehicle will not cover. So we need to make sure that, you know, there are a few more vehicles around, so that the community patrol is covered by that, and again with the help of the police and all those. So that's the reason we want safer for the families.
Yeah, and I think the other thing you may have to end up fighting later on, Robert, if you are in the council, is for police presence, because obviously the way things are happening, police are stressed as well, or police kya karti hain ki they sometimes pull out police officers. For example, rural areas, I think there were some districts who suffered a bit of loss on police posts and police people. So once you are in a council, then you might want to do that as well. Police presence just makes it feel safer. Then it does make a difference. And then, of course, you talked about small businesses. You might have something for them.
Okay. Small business, mostly for tradies, you know, red tape, jo bolte, you know, consent process is very slow. So it takes 3 months for a small, you know, to build 2-bedroom. The consent process is very, you know. So I think the central government is also putting a bit more so that it makes easier. So these are the sort of thing. So the process gets faster. People get billed and move on. So rather than waiting for 6 months bill, you know, it'd be good to make it 3-month bill. So, you know, those they can move on. And again, with the other small businesses is, you know, something that because they are the one who generates more to the economy. Like, you know, open more coffee shops and, you know, those sort of things. So people compete, and also there's more variety available for people there. So, you know, something to promote bringing more businesses in the city itself. So, you know, that's why we need to, you know, make sure that the small businesses are looked after, and, you know, so that these people generate employment also for our people, so that people don't move out from Rolleston. I actually don't want people from Rolleston to come and work in Christchurch, for example. We can generate employment locally, so people are local. I mean, a good example is my boy. You know, he's worked, he's lived, he's schooled in there, and he's got a job in Selwyn. So it's good to have people, but again, different. But that's what we're trying to promote, to bring all people in Selwyn.
जी हाँ बिल्कुल, because when people need to shop, for example, अगर हमारे बात किया जाए, when we need to buy our spices, then we obviously need to travel where it's available. So we need more of those in Rolleston, maybe just an example. At the same time, small business का काफ़ी अपने भी परेशानी होती है. For example, अगर कोई dairy shop वगैरह, they might be the target. So you may want to work on those kind of areas as well. और अगर आप town की बात करें, then maybe the small businesses could complain कि congested हो रहा है, they can do more business, and but people maybe आगे चल के put off भी होना शुरू हो जाएंगे if they can't find enough parking वगैरह. But there is a talk for another day. And quickly on elders.
Senior citizens is one of the backbone, because they've lived in Rolleston or in Selwyn. And they've given pretty much whole of their life to the place. We need to have their voices, and one of the thing is, as we have through our business, we have seen how seniors are looked after, and if I'm elected, I want to make sure that these people are really looked after, because they've contributed a lot to the district. It's just an example. I would probably go for a daycare center or something that people can come and have coffee, play cards, mix around with people. That services are not available at the moment. So these are the sort of thing we need to bring. I mean, I know Christchurch have got a lot of those centers, but because it's a young generation now, like the average age is 37. We're going to look at next 20 years. This 37 going to get up to 60, 65 retiring age. So what are the services we're going to have? Retirement villas, rest homes and all those sort of things. How we're going to cater for these people. And one of the push would be to, have those emergency or hospital or something that, now if something happens, they have to go all the way to Christchurch. It doesn't need to have a big flash, emergency center, just something for the night so they can cater for, and if it's very serious or something, they can, take it to Christchurch next day. So these are the sort of thing we will try and push for people, the community centers and all those, so that they have more time to relax, meet people and, do other activities.
Thank you so much. आपका जो ख्याल तो काफ़ी बढ़िया है. At the same time, you are wanting the rates down, but at the same time, you want more services available. And being an accountant, so I leave that to you कि कैसे आप जगल करोगे, because अगर एक हाथ से आप लोगों से पैसा कम लोगे, then you don't have enough money here. And if your cost is rising, then you have to balance it out. But it's more like your kind of profession में आता है, so it will be something that you can look at. But we'll skip that. Rates में अभी कम ही बात कर रहा हूँ, just because rates already out there. Everybody is talking about rates, and what the council have to put their kind of thinking caps on and think. लेकिन मैं ज़्यादा बात करना चाहूँगा ये जो cultural diversity की, that's where we fit in, that's where we come in. तो मेरा सवाल आपसे यही है कि I mean Christchurch में देखा जाए, then we might have enough facilities हो चुकी है. People are recognizing us. We एक टाइम था हमें होल वगैरह बहुत कम मिलता था. After earthquake it was very difficult. Now those holes are coming up. Christchurch City Council has a number of holes जो हम hire कर सकते हैं. But when we talk about Selwyn या तो फिर अगर हम Rolleston की बात करें, then वहाँ पे एक ही I think major hole है जो सभी लोग यूज़ करते हैं. तो सवाल वही है कि with this growing population and growing जो multicultural अभी community grow हो रही है, is it enough sufficient है अभी वहाँ के लिए?
Personally, I don't think there is sufficient, because as you know, I'm also president of Selwyn Indian community. We have established this 3-4 years ago, and each time when we want to organize, Diwali is one of the biggest festival that we are, और हम लोग जब organize करता है, so when we go and hire the hall for the booking, it only gives 6 months booking window.
Okay.
And then what happens, there are a lot of other activities, and it's very hard for us to get our whole, we have to book, in advance. So I have raised this concern with the council because we have found that, and it's not only us, I've also been talking with Zimbabwe community and Somalian community also, because they are also doing a lot of activities, cultural activities, and they also find difficult, and that's the reason there is a big hall, as you know, in Lincoln Event Center.
Yes. Yep.
But it's a bit far away.
And we have a Selwyn Sports Center.
Selwyn
you can use that as well.
So, what we're trying to do is, create some, small ones also, so that people, a small cultural group can, fit in. So we have to wait for 6 months, because especially when you do Diwali once a year, it's hard to get the booking.
Yep.
So that's one of the concern we're gonna raise with council.
Yep.
It's not only Diwali, other cultural people are also facing the same.
I think it's quite similar. जब भी मान लो example है गरबा हो गया, दिवाली हो गया, when it happens one place तो लोगों को easy पड़ता है if they all know कि हाँ next year लगभग उसी तारीख में होने वाला है.
They will look forward to it.
And same venue होगा. जब venue changes होता है, then people को difficult भी होता है because remembering, and then you have to kind of guide them again कि हम अब यहाँ नहीं यहाँ कर रहे हैं, and sometimes if you miss out then आप नहीं कर पाओगे. लेकिन जो लोग शायद हमें इंडिया या फिजी से देख रहे हैं, they will be thinking why are we looking, हम होल की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं, because हम यहाँ इस देश में रह रहे जहाँ पे हर वक्त ठंडी रहती है, when we don't know कि वेदर कब चेंज हुआ है. just like today लिंकन में हाइल हुआ और यहाँ थोड़ी देर वर्षा भी हुई थी, and the weather just turned cold. Anyways, वैसे अगर रोबोट हम बात करें तो हमारे पास काफ़ी बात है, you being an accountant, और उसमें भी काफ़ी सवाल मैं पूछ सकता हूँ, लेकिन just because we have to finish the video as well, because obviously you have to go, आपको campaign भी करना है, because you have to go for this seat. Definitely you want to be in the council, तो आपका भी ज़्यादा समय नहीं लेना चाहूँगा. तो जाते जाते just a few questions. वैसे तो before I go into those questions, all the best. आपका जो भी campaign है, hope it gets to the people. And if you do go into the council, then I hope you are able to accomplish that or make a difference to people's lives. So the ending questions, a few questions would be, which politician do you look upward to? Is it हमारे जो अभी current prime minister या opposition minister Chris Hipkins, or new people coming up, or is it Winston Peters?
It's a very difficult question. And I'm standing for independent, and I'm not supporting any party at this stage, and I don't want to bring this politics into this. So I'm very neutral, and it all depends on the day what it is.
Yeah, but you did decide to go for politics eventually. So what made you, though if you don't want to talk about politics, then
I mean, central government is quite different to local government. Local government is our people. That's where the community forms, and it's the foundation of it. And as you get into, the central government is more politically driven, but the local government that's your people. That's the the connection with your people.
Okay. और जाते जाते last two questions, a happy question and a sad question. So I'll go with the happy one first. If you do go into this council, if you do win, make into the council, what do you think of your future? Like आगे चल के you might think politically.
No, I'll probably give as we go, and I mean it will be a quite learning curve for me. It's not easy. I've read a lot of things about the council, how it operates, and the policy. I mean, they've got 20, 30-year long-term plans.
And there'll be lashbacks. There'll be people complaining, criticism.
Oh, they will always be there. It's not.
So whether you like it or not, it will.
It will come.
Politics anyway.
Yeah. So you need to be very transparent in what you don't make false promises to people which you can't probably deliver. So that's one thing. I don't want to make any promises to people. Oh, it's not that I'm gonna stand and if I win I'm gonna get a rates down. It will never happen. All I'm gonna go is with a status code that will look into things, because now we only see the numbers on the papers. We don't know what's inside until and unless we go and drill down and see what we can do. And it's not only myself, but there are 12 other councillors who will be with you. So the balance of voting.
So जो majority decides, and that's how it democracy runs. And the third question would be, in case you don't make into the council this time, then what do you think you're going to do?
I'll still work for the community. I mean, I've been working for the community for long years, since I was back in Fiji, from where I grew. At the age of 18 years, I've been working in the community, in the temples, in the school, in the Sangam, and that's what sort of driven. When I came here, we opened a lot of new organizations. We have worked with people, so it's a passion, and again that fits what our business is doing. It's all about people. This is all about people.
Thank you so much, Ashwin, Robert Money. और मैं वही कहूँगा कि even if you don't make it to the council, do think about the beehive. You might be able to go for the general election. Don't go. हो सकता है you might be built for the bigger platform. तो जाते जाते the audience is out there. Just the last few words and then we'll close up.
All I'm saying to people is, please, it's still not too late to vote. Have your concern, have your voices in the council. So this is the time to make people vote. That you vote, choose the candidate you think have that manifesto that look after the welfare of people. It's for the community. So again, it's not too late. If you haven't voted, you still there's few people still receiving the voting papers, and if you haven't registered, you can also go to the council office and vote as the general voters in the council.
Thank you so much. ये थे Ashwin Robert Money, who is standing for the council. If you haven't voted, जैसे Robert जी बोल रहे हैं, do go and vote. We are not here to tell you whom to vote. ये आपका जो decision है, it's a democracy. So do use your votes. तो जाते जाते thank you everybody for being with us, and we wish Ashwin Robert Money all the best. और हम दोबारा फिर कभी किसी वीडियो में आएंगे किसी और इन्फॉर्मेशन आपके लिए. और आज एक्चुअली हम एक मैसेज देना चाहेंगे. हैप्पी बर्थडे टू आवर फ्रेंड वरुण जानी ऑफ नेक्स्ट स्टेप अकाउंटिंग. हम उसको बर्थडे विशेस भी करना चाहेंगे. और एट द सेम टाइम दिस फेस्टिव सीजन अभी चल रहा है, गरबा चल रहा है, एंड अभी जो दुर्गा पूजा भी होगा और भी काफ़ी जो फेस्टिविटीज़ हो रहे. सो एंजॉय योरसेल्फ, मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ इट. तो यहीं पे हम रैप अप करेंगे विद द काउंसिल. सेल्विन अनस्टॉपेबल, तो स्टॉप नहीं हो रहा, अभी बढ़ ही रहा है. वी डोंट नो हाउ फेदर दे आर गोइंग टू ग्रो, बट पीपल ओवर देयर go for this council election. It's all yours. Many candidates to choose from. आप उसका जो easy है, council website पे जाओगे, सभी उनका जो portfolios मिलेगा, पढ़ सकते हो, and then make up your choices, and just choose your own council. Thank you so much. So signing off from Jalsa Fiji Radio, मैं हूँ विनेश, program director. Thank you so much.
Thank you.